So this week, it's Cleft Lip and Palate Awareness Week, a condition that will affect 1,200 newborn babies this year alone. A cleft is a gap or a split in the upper lip or roof of the mouth.
And to talk about it, we are joined by Carol Vorderman because her older brother, Anton, obviously here as well, is her inspiration. Born with the condition, left him unable to speak properly until he was 9 years old. Anton, you have had 24 operations over the years.
Yeah, I have, and most of them in Alder Hay. You know, you could go past Notty Ash and Alder Hay and
Alder Hay Hospital, of course. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Reputation.
But just describe the condition, because I was just saying to Carol, there's a charity advert for what's the way to describe it? For the operation, to pay for the operation for children in other parts of the world who do not have access to the surgery that you need to repair cleft lip and palate. We do have that access here, and you don't see it anymore, I think. I've not seen somebody with a cleft palate or lip for a long time, but of course that's because we have such great surgery here that it's basically sort of fixed.
In 65 years, you know, it's improved a lot.
Yeah.
Are you 65, Anton?
Well, I will be. I will be. So, you know, it's not 24 anymore. And, you know, I had a double which was both sides. I had a happy childhood, you know, mainly with Carol and mother and my other sister and Pamela. And then, you know, as it became puberty, etc., you know, I was very conscious, particularly in my late teens. It was probably an awful time then.
What was it like, Carol, from your perspective as well?
Well, I benefited because there's, I'd like to say 27 years between us, but actually it's only 7. But Anton, so Mum, you know, and our father separated when I was 3 weeks old, so it was the 3 kids. So Anton kind of looked after me. So I called him Little Daddy. So as I was growing up, you know, primary school age, you were always there. Mum had jobs at night time and so on. She was just desperate to get money in to put literally food on the table. So Anton taught me how to play chess. We used to go jumbling, as we called it, to jumble sales with like a threepenny bit, and we'd come back with loads and loads, because we like the same things, don't we? Loads and loads of like maths books that people had thrown out, you know, and so on. This is the 1960s. So Anton's influence on me was as big as any teacher, as big as anything. And so I've been patron of what's called the Cleft Lip and Palate Association for over 20 years, we know that much anyway, and because of Anton. It has improved, but it's the most common head and face condition of all babies across the world. So 1 in 700 babies will be born, some in Britain with a cleft of some varying description or other.
Do we know why?
Some of it's genetic,
but not necessarily so. 2/3 of parents will know at the 20-week scan that their baby will have cleft. But that means 1/3 won't know. So it's well over 1,000 babies a year are born with it. And they do have to go through operations. And the charity is massive support now to parents and the families. But they have to go through orthodontics. Half of them will have hearing problems. They have bone grafts at a certain age. And it's really, Cleft Awareness Week is really so that people who don't know about cleft can go, oh, yes, it doesn't mean if somebody is having to make a bit like that occasionally while they're waiting for an operation that they're stupid in some way. Don't, you know, take the mick out of anybody. It's just like being born with any other thing that might doesn't mean you're stupid in any way. So it's about that awareness, and in schools particularly.
Was that something that you found growing up, though? It was a different era then, Anton, that you faced that sort of discrimination because of what had happened?
I felt it, as I said, in my teenage years. But, you know, Clapper wasn't around then, you know, and I think, you know, the psychological help, you know, it's not only the help for the child, it's help for the parents as well. And, you know, I think that's probably half the battle.
Yeah. And how has it impacted your life long term? Is it just...
Well, long term...
No longer affected?
It doesn't affect me now.
No.
I used to be so shy, you know. If someone mentioned cleft, I'd be out the door. Now, you know, I'll bore you for the next hand of the But, you know, Carol doing Clapper, then the CEO of Clapper then, we formed the European Cleft, and we now have a guideline for Europe.
Oh, well, that's brilliant.
And it, kicked off with Allah in Bulgaria, and it's going on the World Cleft. So it's been good to have one in my later years, even if it wasn't so good.
And
in
also,
my
what
younger
Anton
years.
hasn't said is, very modestly, is that in Bulgaria, so they trained nurses to be specialist nurses, because very often babies were taken off their mothers simply because they didn't know how to feed them, put in an orphanage.
Wow.
Yeah.
So through this work, a lot of babies have been recovered from orphanages and given back. So it's
Carol,
about learning.
You obviously, fantastic spokesperson for this cause, directly affects your family. You are always in the papers for one thing or another. What are you up to at the moment? What are you going to cause a stir about? Because the last time I saw you, it was as you were leaving, I think, this building or a building nearby.
Yes.
Yeah, having
I
had
had a
breakfast
very
with
long
our
breakfast.
editor. Yeah.
With the boss.
And then your picture was everywhere.
It went
looking
everywhere. That
fabulous.
was a bit of a shocker.
Wasn't it? No, it was a
Yeah.
fantastic picture.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shocker. I haven't put my makeup on for ages. But no, I'm just up to what might be described as miscellaneous mischief.
Lies.
Marvellous.
Like the sound of that.
And sometimes you drag me into it, Carol Vorderman.
What do you make of your sister's miscellaneous mischief?
I want to know the definition. It sounds a lot more interesting than what I'm doing at the moment. Anyway,